Hi, welcome back to Of Sound Mind and Spirit. I'm Shelly.
And I'm Lisa.
And we're back on video again. Thanks, Mom, because you know I really wanted to do this again.
Well, and that's how we got ourselves to set this up and do it, was Mom shared our very first video we ever did on Facebook she shared it on Facebook last week. And
oh my gosh.
yeah,
Was that a shock?
Changed in seven
years? Yeah.
A lot's changed in 7 years, both
personally, professionally, the kids are
everything.
grown.
I mean, we have a few more wrinkles. I have bangs,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, and your hair was straight in that video too.
I think so. Yeah. So here we are, and time period wise, it's about the same because that video was the beginning of Lent.
It was the very first Friday.
Right, of Lent, and today is
Mardi Gras.
Tomorrow starts Lent. Tomorrow is Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday. Mm-hmm.
So, are we doing a Lent check-in? Is that what we're doing here?
Again. A Lent check-in. Yes, let's check in for Lent again.
Well, today we're partying. Today we're eating pancakes and feasting, and tomorrow is fasting. So, do you
that
have...
was cute. Feast and fast.
Feast and fast.
Yeah.
Do you have plans?
Me? Heck no. I don't even know which distribution of ashes I'm going to tomorrow. And not for lack of, there being a lot. Our parish is doing like 6 or 7 different opportunities. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to decide where, I only have the one at home, but school starts for him and it's a long day with lots of tests. And I'm like,
do you go to 6:30 in the morning before school starts is what you're asking?
No,
right?
Because if I go at 6:30, he'll be late for first period, which is a major core class. So, and there's a test. So I can't miss that.
Yeah. I used to take mine to the 6 or 6:30. When it was 6, it was a little easier and they were in high school, but now I just have the high school left, and I don't know. And that's the answer. I don't know. So we might just do the ash service at 5. It'll be super crowded, but it might be easier to do after school than early in the morning.
I'm thinking that too. Oh, one of the things, because I did watch that old video, one of the things we talked about was how it was crowded and it was like backed up into the hallway. And I had forgotten we did that before our parish had the great big church building that we have today.
Right.
So when you say crowded now, you mean a lot more crowded.
Yeah, before we were just in a parish hall. We weren't built yet. And so, yeah, it was in the parking lot. And it's crazy. The other thing that struck me on that video, which we'll put the link in the comments below, everything, so you can go watch us 7 years ago.
Quit touching your neck.
When we were a lot younger.
Quit touching your neck.
So 7 years ago, I have a tendency to be very, we'll say type A, very to-do list oriented.
And 7 years ago. You mean today?
Yesterday. Maybe I should give
that. I got your to-do list right here.
Should I give up to-do lists for Lent?
Oh, wait a minute. That's actually...
I can't.
I got to think
I'm
about
just going to
that.
be honest.
Do you think you could?
No, because it would really hurt my family, and I'm not sure that would be the best thing for us for Lent, is to... Because I was reading, there was a priest that I follow. I cannot remember who it was.
Welcome to 7 years later.
And it says, he said, don't give up coffee for Lent if that would make you extremely crabby and miserable to be around for your family, because that's not the point. So find something that really spiritually leads you or leaves you open to not makes you a horrible mess that you just go right back to it on Easter Sunday, and then you just made everyone miserable for Lent. I
gotta admit to you, I'm not feeling it this year. I am not feeling Lent. I'm not feeling Ash Wednesday. I'm not feeling fasting.
You know what? I never feel Lent before Lent. It drives me crazy. And I know it's marketing and all that, but it drives me crazy. It's like Christmas decorations being sold in July. Like, we barely get done with Christmas and we're in ordinary time. And suddenly it's like, Lent. And like, buy this, do this. And I'm like...
Actually, I would argue with you that in the real world out there, it's all about Easter already, because
that's true.
I was in Hobby Lobby.
But they sell to crafters.
Yes. And I went in there, I think I went on there on Valentine's Day for something, which of course then it was 70% off. But all the aisles were Easter. They were all lining up with Easter. And that got me excited about Easter. And then I was like, oh, but first I have to do 40 days of
Yeah, but that
everything
kind of
else.
helps you with Lent because it reminds you there's something really joyous, not just like cute little Easter bunnies, but like,
Begin with the end in mind.
yes, they remind you that there is an end and a purpose to this journey through the desert that we're about to go through.
Surely there must have been somebody in Jesus' time who was like, but I don't want to go in the desert.
Exactly. You know they were all
Don't wanna
complaining.
go in the desert.
They were all like, don't make me do it. Yes, of course. We're just like them. So, and we'll get through it and we'll do it. And I think that's the big key is to, I'm just going to go into Lent tomorrow, go into Ash Wednesday, kind of praying whatever God wants me to do or see or, you know, what I was saying, in the past, I've been so like, here are all the things you should do. And they're all great ideas. I mean, but right where I am right now, I'm middle-aged now. I'm not in that spot where I want to do all the things. I feel like I need to simplify a little bit more.
I've had years where Lent was really good. I've had years where I've really felt close to God. And I've just felt like I was doing what he called me to do. And this year I am just not feeling it. And I can't explain that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not giving up on God or anything like that. I still, bless his holy name and everything. But it's just, I don't know. I can't explain it.
Okay.
So, I mean, we've had a death in the family. We've had really busy holidays with lots of guests and other things like that. And I guess it was like a major pivot in your life. And I'm just not quite where I want to be. So I hear what you're saying though, because I can hear you in my head, and you haven't even opened your mouth yet. You're like,
I'm trying really hard.
Maybe you can use this Lent to find where you want to be.
No, that's not what I was going to say.
Okay,
maybe this Lent is about accepting where you are in this moment and finding God here and where he has you right now.
It's that old rest and be still and know God.
Yeah. So I read a quote online, and I can't remember where it's from, but it said something about maybe Lent is about just surviving, just putting one foot in front of the other.
Oh, you need to find that because I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's going on my bathroom mirror.
Yeah,
which is where my to-do list is now.
But it is funny how where you what your experiences are, where you are in life. Things just go up and down, and there are times when I've been like do all the things, and right now I'm just at a season where I want to take a bigger, deeper breath and trying to rest and trying to figure it out. And don't get me wrong, I still have plans.
You always have plans. Let me guess. Wait. Let me guess. You're going to start doing something, and about halfway through, you're going to get it right there, and then you're going to kind of leave it on the shelf.
That's not nice.
Wait. Mirror right here. You, me, both do it. So I think I can say it.
Well, I try to look at that as sometimes God calls me to another one, another something.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I am committing to this a couple of things. Mm-hmm. One would be I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. My mind has gone. Was the Lenten social media challenge.
You'll have to remind me which one that one was. I'm getting forgetful.
So the idea was to use the 3 pillars of Lent on social media. So not not to give up. I know fasting from Facebook is really popular, and there are ways to fast from social media and still do this. That sounds crazy, but there are. Mm-hmm. So the idea is that instead of turning away from the negativity, that we replace it with positive, loving, supportive stuff, not just for ourselves, but for the people in our midst. So the fast, so 3 pillars of Lent: fasting, almsgiving, and prayer. Mm-hmm. So the fast would be fasting from negativity. So don't make the comment, don't respond, don't complain, don't put it out there. So you're just going to fast from all of that. Yes.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I wanted to say something.
Yes, I'll call on you, Shelly. You have a comment.
So one of the things that you say about that, it occurs to me that Lent is one of those times when we're supposed to not just turn towards God, mm-hmm. and adapt start doing things that we can continue and carry on after. And I hadn't thought of this till you said it.
Okay.
But that's something I've always tried to do now is replace if I have a negative snarky comment. I don't say it. And believe me, there have been a lot of times I've typed it. And delete.
You say, "Come, Holy Spirit," and yeah.
But you're right. Once you start doing something like that, it kind of becomes like a habit. And if you do it for the 40 days and you make yourself mentally say, I'm going to fast from negativity online. I'm not going to share all the negative stuff. I'm not going to talk about this or that or gossip. I'm going to try and empower people or make them feel better about themselves or lift them up.
That leads me into almsgiving. So the second one is almsgiving. And so that one would be leaving a comment for somebody. Positive, uplifting. Treat them like you would if you were face to face and they said something that you could not, I'll pray for you, happy birthday, those kinds of things. But also just go onto somebody's page or profile and type them a meaningful message. Maybe share an old photo with a memory that'll make them smile or laugh, or just again go out of your way to do something positive for somebody else. Or you could say share something positive somebody else posted. Maybe there's a parish, maybe there's a charity or something that's doing really great stuff, or how every once in a while you'll see like the news shared a good story. Every once in a while, do that. Post, be purposeful in trying to be positive.
Right. That makes me think of when people say, leave me the last picture on your phone.
Yes, I love those. Okay, I'll be honest, that's not always really the last picture.
Well,
because sometimes it's, I don't know.
A food label of something you want to remember.
Exactly. Yeah,
Let's put it, it's the last decent photo on my phone.
Yeah. Or they'll say like the 7th picture. Okay. Yeah. I love those though. Those are fun. But that's the thing. You're getting people, if you notice when you do that, people are always laughing or making little comments or like your book post where you said,
"Oh yeah, that was fun."
You asked people to recommend books for you for the year that you're going to read, and it got people chatting about reading, which for those of us who love to read is really, I guess if you don't like to read, that's
and I got 12 new books I have never read, and some of them are classics. Like this month, the one I'm about to start is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I've heard of it. I've never read it. How have I never read A Tree Grows in Brooklyn?
I've never read it.
But
you'll have to let me know.
It's on hold at the library right now.
So that's the almsgiving portion and I'm not saying be fake. Don't be fake. But we all have ups and downs, and we all have good days and bad days, and so just go with where you are and don't be fake, but don't. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
And so the third one is prayer, and so that is to every person that you interact with that day on social media to pray for them.
Even the ones that are making you want to leave a negative comment.
Yes.
Didn't we just have that gospel about Jesus said pray for your enemies?
Yes,
was that really recently?
Yes.
I can't remember
Sunday.
when it was.
Wasn't it Sunday?
No. Was it this Sunday?
Well, it's a common theme, but yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
So how much I'm paying attention.
And you could also, the other thing is you could on Sundays or other days, you could share scripture verse of the day, maybe something, a little prayer or a positive, or there's lots of that kind of stuff too that you can share. So.
We used to tell our life team small groups that they needed to tithe on social media and that they should be tithing something positive and look for scripture, look for a motivational saying that helps to uplift each other.
Right.
So that just
it doesn't all have to be in your face religious, but just something that and you don't know, you might get no likes or comments, and that's fine, but it might be touching. Maybe God is calling you to post something to touch one person, and maybe they don't respond, but you just go with it and trust. So, and I was going to say, you don't have to fast from social media to do it, because a lot of people, even when they fast from social media, Sundays in Lent are feast day. So a lot of people don't do their fast on, so they come back on Sundays. I see that a lot, and they check. So just make that your day to, post, pray, comment, and then leave again. Because I get it. It could be addiction. It could be time consuming. I mean, I scroll.
It's different from when we did that very first Lent video.
Yeah.
It's
So
much different.
what? Which part?
Dad's on Twitter.
Yeah, Dad's on Twitter.
Dad's on Twitter. I don't remember why, but
For
he's
all
reading
the
stuff.
NASA and space and
Is
stuff.
it the SpaceX?
Oh, it's all space.
And Elon Musk?
It's all the rockets, and he loves all that stuff. So
I just gotta get over that.
Dad's on Twitter.
Of all the social media, he's never been on social media.
He's on
The
Twitter.
first one he does is Twitter.
Yeah, and he follows 49 people, and they're all like NASA and SpaceX and yeah.
And us.
And, well, yes, and us, of course.
Yeah.
So that was
I have something for you.
I can't remember what my other thing was.
That's
That's
okay.
okay.
I have something for you. You want a gift?
Yes.
Okay, I got you a gift. So I found this family prayer box.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna mess it up, but Allison Gingras had posted it, and so I got it for you.
Okay.
There you go. Have fun.
Awesome. Do we want to open it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it's
You'll
going
have
to
to hold
be
it
too
up.
noisy or not, but
It's got a
okay.
lot of
So
stuff
there
in
is
it.
a book with a daily. Is this for Lent or
Yes,
just
it's
in
for
general?
Lent.
Okay. I have to look.
Oh, and it's also for See, Pray, the story of Patrick Peyton. And I should have looked up Patrick Peyton before we started because I know Allison really loves Patrick Peyton and he's really big up on the East Coast. But he also said something that I think a lot of us have heard before, and that's the family that prays together stays together.
Right.
And I do remember seeing this movie years ago when it first came out, maybe during COVID, I think. And it's a really good movie if you really want to take a peek at it.
And I believe this is from the PrayTheFilm.com Family Theater Productions, and I think that they are part of Holy Cross Family Ministries.
Yes, they are.
Who is also responsible for CatholicMom.com.
Catholic Mom.
So okay, you want to know the really funny part about this?
Yes.
I ordered one for you too.
No, you did not.
I did too.
I even said on there in the comment that I ordered one for me and for my sister.
I didn't see that until after I ordered it, and mine's not here yet. So
okay, you can give it to our mutual friend.
Well, I was gonna say, well, if you're local, we could give it to somebody.
That's true.
So if you're local and want us to hand one off to you.
You didn't open all of it.
Oh, I know, but I
There's
didn't
a
want to
lot
make
in
all the
here.
noise. That's all.
Oh, noise.
Okay, there's a candle.
Yes. I haven't opened mine yet, so
Okay.
that's
There's a votive and poker chips. Poker chips.
That's
With the
gotta be
Holy
something-
Family on them.
That's got to be something in the
That's
book.
actually very cute, though. They're poker chips with the Holy Family. I don't know if you can see them. So, okay. I'll finish opening it later. You want me to finish opening it right now? Okay. There's a crucifix.
I'll clean that up later.
You make a mess and clean it up. Yeah, there you go. The family that prays together stays together. Oh,
Ooh,
I
how
love
pretty
the
are
art.
those?
Look at this. There's little cards with art on them. I love that because I'm really into Visio Divina.
Finding of the Child Jesus in the Temple. You're going to enjoy this.
I am
one.
going to. I dropped that. I'm going to enjoy this. And then there's a family prayer journal in there. So.
In some kind of
You're going to. That's a puzzle. Oh, okay.
It looks like it goes together.
Probably put on your kitchen table so that when you sit together.
Oh, well, you will have to report back next time we do a video and tell everybody how it fits together.
How I puzzle. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I can't believe you got me one too. That's so funny.
I did. I wasn't going to tell. I knew you were going to hand that to me, and I didn't want to tell you until we were here because I thought it'd be funny.
So
I know.
maybe I won't clean all that.
So
Okay.
what else you got?
Well, we said we could share with the last book we've read and say if we're reading anything for the season of Lent. And I do have those.
Okay.
Last time we did, or one time we did this, you were like pulling books out
The
of
first time
nowhere.
we did it, I had a stack of books.
So you mentioned already that I crowdsourced on Facebook that I wanted 12 books to read, one for each month, and I got a really eclectic mix.
did.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. So I read the first one, which was a Kristen Hanna book, and she wasn't my favorite author, but I'm glad I read it.
I really like her.
I,
Wasn't that the
my
one I
favorite.
suggested? Oh,
No.
no, it wasn't the one I suggested. You read The Nightingale.
One of my baseball moms.
You read The Nightingale, which I liked a
was
lot, but that's not my favorite.
France, World War II in France.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so then a friend of mine that I met last summer named Amanda Lauer, she recommended her new book. Is this new? Is it very new? Anything But Groovy. I don't know how new it is. And this one was actually fun for me. I read it in about a day and a half. But it was fun because if you're of a certain age, meaning you grew up in like the 70s and the early 80s, you're going to recognize a lot of stuff on here. Because
So give the premise.
The premise is that it's a modern day 7th grader, and the night before she's supposed to start 7th grade, she gets bonked on the head, and she wakes up the next morning and she's starting 7th grade as her mom. So it sounds a little like a Freaky Friday, but it's not, because the mom doesn't go anywhere. But she's just living life as her mom in 1974.
Yeah.
Which is a little young, but for us. But I just mean.
But I read it last.
I mean, she's talking about reading. She was talking about watching the TV at night, and of course,
what the
we
shows
know
were.
most of the shows.
Yeah.
Little House on the Prairie. I mean, we watched that every night growing up.
Yep.
And then she talks about going to school and dealing with bullies and just what's different, and the challenge of lack of cell phone. That was interesting.
Oh yeah, using the payphones and waiting for someone to pick you up.
You know.
Well, and it is not written. It's not an adult book. It is written for middle school age, and it's supposed to. I'm assuming help with how to get through things. You know, the bullying and things like that. So I liked it. Like I said, it was a quick read for me too, but I really liked it, and I liked. What I took out of it was how some of it was a simpler time. Similar, but, like same but different. And I still challenges and all of that. But there's certain things that made me think I'd like to implement in my family.
Brought back a lot of memories too, though.
Yeah, it did. It was fun.
Opening the garage door at Granny's house without a garage door opener.
Yeah, no garage door openers. Yeah.
So anyway, I want one of my daughters to read this book because I would like to know what it's like from their perspective as
They're a little old. You should have your son read it. He's middle school.
Yeah, but I don't think he'd be interested in it, to be honest.
As a boy.
But my daughter might.
Yeah.
My one of my older daughters. And but I just want to know what they think of the retro.
Oh, retro was
seeing it as retro.
Very popular right now.
Yeah, especially the daughter that keeps raiding my closet and going, "Oh,
yes,
is this vintage?"
Yes,
yes, honey, that's a sweatshirt I got in 1992.
Yeah.
Oh, can I have it? Well, seeing as I'd forgotten it was in the closet and it was going in the Goodwill stack, sure.
Oh, yes, all of my old 90s clothes are suddenly back and on my daughter's body. I don't know. I don't understand it. We've turned into our mom is what's happened, because I'm sure we did that to her. Okay, do you want to go for the next one, or do you want me to go?
You go. What are you reading?
Okay.
Or what have you read most recently?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so one book. Well, it's not family friendly. It's a
doesn't have to be
murder mystery cop drama.
What is it?
The Invisible Guardian. And the reason I mention it is that we have a foreign exchange student from Spain right now, and she gave it to me for Christmas. It is a book from Spain, from the Basque region where she's from, northern Spain. And the author is from her hometown, San Sebastian. And so her school teacher, she emailed her school teacher, and she told her I like to read, and so she gave me the book. And so it was a little difficult to read. I don't think the translation was awesome. It was probably not translated by a native English speaker, American English speaker, probably British or something else. But for as a crime drama, it was fascinating, and I loved that it really delved into the Basque culture, community. I had trouble reading it because I kept putting the book down and getting out my phone and looking at places on the map, or Googling things, or I'd run upstairs and I'd knock on her door and I'd be like, okay, so tell me about this. Is this something, So it was a great introduction for me into the Basque culture and community. So.
Yeah. And it gave you something to chat about with her. Tell me more.
Yeah.
I like that aspect.
And then last night, so they in Spain, they've made movies over this book series, and we watched the movie last night in Spanish. So I read a lot of subtitles.
Oh,
but she watched
they
it.
had subtitles.
But she watched it with me, and so because she'd never seen it, and so we watched it together. So that was kind of fun. That it was, bonding as well as a good book.
I wonder if she read the subtitles or if she listened.
No, she was listening.
Okay.
I could tell. Like I had to put my glasses on and read, and she could do something. She could turn her head and still know what they were saying. So
That's true.
yeah.
Okay. So for Lent,
Yes.
I see you've got a stack over there, so I get to go first. But,
Okay.
I don't really have anything planned specifically for Lent, but I do go to a Wednesday morning book club right now, and this is the book we're starting tomorrow on Ash Wednesday. I don't know anything about it, so I can't tell you.
That could be fun sometimes.
I haven't read the first chapter, which is due tomorrow, so this is what I'm doing tonight because the Yellowstone Marathon is over. And it's called The Second Greatest Story Ever Told. Now is the Time for Mercy, and it's by Father Michael Gately. And I love his 33 Days to Morning Glory, so I'm excited to get this one started. And one of the ladies messaged that she found this on Formed, and it's a video on Formed that he actually does, and she said it's almost word for word, but it follows each chapter. Each episode follows a chapter.
So if you don't want to read,
You could listen or watch it. Yeah.
that's good. I have 3 books here, and I bought them all because they looked interesting. And
How many of them are you gonna read?
I don't know. I don't know. That's why I don't know. So this one is called Praying Lent, Renewing Our Lives on the Lenten Journey. They're all 3 from Loyola Press. And this one is the Ignatian workout for Lent. I've started reading more about Ignatian spirituality. So I thought this would be they're very short chapters, very short.
Cute.
And they have a reflection, a scripture, a reflection, a prayer, and an action. And so I like the action steps, especially if they're doable without,
It looks like each
too
chapter
much.
says exercise.
Yeah. So
Cool.
I like it. I mean, I haven't read it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And then this one is Station to Station, an Ignatian journey through stations of the cross. And
Seeing a theme here.
I bought them all from the same place at the same time. So, like I said, all Ignatian spirituality here. So, and these, again, really short kind of reflections about the stations of the cross. And I was thinking maybe Holy Week, though sometimes when I've tried to read stuff for Holy Week and it doesn't happen because Holy Week kind of gets away from me. Too many things. So,
Oh, I see why you like this.
yeah.
Take these words to prayer, review the experience, and then imagine, put yourself there.
Right. So I've started going to adoration more often and spending time, there. And so thought I'd bring a book.
I like that. That sounds great.
So, all right. I think we're about done.
Yeah.
I think we have 2 other things to mention. Your coffee cup.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry. So when we sat down this morning, I said, well, I'm bringing my coffee. And so I brought my Good Morning, Child of God. This is from Seize the Day by Gus Lloyd.
Which is a radio show.
I was getting there. Thank you. He's on Sirius XM, the Catholic channel. I don't remember which channel. 129, I think. But I listen to it almost every morning when I either get ready in the morning or take my son to school or drive back from school. And he did these mugs, I want to say right before Christmas or sometime last year. And my husband surprised me with it almost immediately. But I've been listening to him for over 12 years now.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
I remember you
you
mentioned it many times.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I still remember when I first moved into this neighborhood that I was taking your daughter somewhere. Your daughter, my daughter. I think it was the summer, and I was taking him to VBS or something. And we called in on the radio and talked to him.
Gosh.
Because the girls were like, "What?" I'm like, "We're just gonna pull over right here in this parking lot, and we're gonna be on hold for a little while, and then we'll say our piece." And they're like, "You can do that."
Remember as a kid, how often you try to call into the radio stations, request songs, and of course I would request songs so I could put my little boombox up next to my tape recorder and then record.
It's the only way to make a mixtape back then.
And mine, I don't know if you can see it. It's floral. And it says something.
I love this. This is beautiful.
And on the front, it says, "In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus." And on the back, it says, "And coffee." And I gave one to my daughter. I think I bought this 2 years ago. I gave one to my daughter who doesn't drink coffee, and hers says, "And tea."
Oh, I
Instead
love
of coffee.
that.
So it says tea on the back.
That's cute.
So, and it came from Etsy, and the shop is Fawnly. What did I say?
Fawnly.
Fawnly Shop or Fawnly Prints or something like that. Fawnly.
I just wrote Fawnly.
Fawnly. So.
It sounds like fondly, but it's not.
Yeah. Fawn, like as in a
baby deer.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So that is mine.
Oh, you know what? We would be remiss if we didn't point something out. I just wanted to call your attention to this beautiful piece of art. We commissioned that from Carla Quigley Art. Yeah, she's here in Texas, and she has a shop on Etsy. And she did all of this after talking to us about what we wanted. And you can go on to our blog of Sound, Mind, and Spirit and read all about the different layers for this mandala and what it means and how she created it. And then I guarantee there's a link to her shop.
Yes.
But she's amazing and super talented, and I just encourage everybody to go check her out.
Yeah, and if she could create beautiful art, that was exactly what we wanted when we actually didn't really know what we wanted, and we...
It was a crazy conversation.
It was a crazy conversation. Keep going back and forth. But it was inspired. It truly was inspired, and it came out exactly as we would have hoped, even though we had no idea what we wanted, really.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you'll see this if you go to the blog or you follow us anywhere. You're going to see this artwork or some version of this artwork or just the hands. It's just, she did a great job. So.
And I guess I should mention something else that's changed in 7 years.
Oh, you're going to show the dog?
I'm going to show my dog.
She didn't want another baby, so she got a dog.
Well, my oldest went to college. Actually, he was a COVID dog. We got him. COVID puppy. We got him when COVID started. So I guess we just needed some more crazy in the life. So
you needed more crazy in the life?
I always, for some reason, need more crazy.
Don't lick me.
Shelly doesn't like dogs.
I'm not a dog person.
But he likes to snuggle, so he's been on my lap this whole time.
At least he's been quiet.
He's been quiet.
Before he was like running around.
He's like a little toddler. He just wants to be on my lap. So
fantastic. Okay. Well, did we have a question or anything? Did we have some challenge?
No,
to leave them with?
I would just
remember.
say, what are you doing for Lent?
Are you like me and just kind of like, yeah, I don't want to do it this year? Or are you like Lisa and you're like, I got a new checklist
that I probably won't do.
True.
But I endeavor to do all the things.
You do.
And then I think God goes, okay, calm down. Calm down just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Okay, a whole lot sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes he says, whoa.
I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
It is.
And we will be praying for you during Lent.
That's right.
Yes. And then we invite you to pray for us.
And we're not giving Lent up for Lent. What did I say? Social media. We're not. I can't believe I did that.
I like that.
Oh,
we're not giving Lent up for Lent. Not. I'm going to quote that and put it on social media.
Stop
We're
it.
not giving Lent up for Lent.
No,
I like that.
No, you're not. I'm going to go find you and delete it. Delete. We'll log in as you.
All right. Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.